Hey, if you had an accident tomorrow, though, seriously, would you know where to bring your car? You're going to go to V&J Auto Body. V&J Auto Body has been repairing cars for 40 years. It's a small family-owned business. They are a proud sponsor of ours. They've been with us since the beginning. Folks, I can't say enough about V&J Auto Body. State-of-the-art facility. They are one of the most certified shops in Suffolk County. They have the technology, the business processes, the equipment, and most importantly, the personnel to repair your car and make sure that it's put back to pre-loss condition. For your convenience, they now have two amazing locations, one in Southampton and, of course, the original location in Lindenhurst, New York. All right, so go to VandJAutobody.com, and they can be reached at 631-226-0070. Remember, V&J Auto Body is looking out for your interests, not the interests of the insurance guys. All right, well, welcome back, everybody. It's Peter Crouch with the one and only Crash Course. You know, I got to tell you, I'm doing this for a long time now. I don't know how long, maybe 5 years. My wife reminds me that I suck with time. The older I get, I can't keep track of time. I think that's just a truism with age. Time shrinks. You know, when you're young, time is endless. And as you age, time starts to shrink. I don't quite really understand what that is. It's still 24 hours and it's still 8 hours in a productive day. But it does feel like that, right? As we get older, it just feels like you're rushing, or the time I think it's how you utilize the time, maybe, right? It just seems like it evaporates quicker. But I think at the end of the day, it's probably that you're more conscious of the fact that there's more time that's gone by than more time that's in front of you, right? It sucks. At any rate, speaking about time, I look forward to getting behind this mic still today. All right. I still love getting behind this mic and talking to you folks out there. And hopefully we have a lot of our regular listeners still hanging on. I believe we do, because last time I checked, we're still doing pretty damn good out there as far as our viewership. And we really appreciate it. This thing started out as a very organic project, right? It started over at 103.9 on the radio. I didn't know where the hell it was going to go, what it was going to end up being. I didn't even know if it was going to end up being anything. But it did. And it was a success over there. And then, the rest is history, so to speak. We parlayed that into where we are today, which is the podcasting thing. And, everybody told me it was the place to be. You had to be there. It was the new space, the new medium. The new media, and I think it's worked out really well. I enjoyed the radio thing, and I think a lot of our listeners did. I enjoyed having those contests, having people talk to me, and it was really cool. And this took a little while to get used to that. There's no immediate gratification here. There's nobody on the phone. There's nobody talking to you. But still in all, it's cool. I know that we're reaching a different audience, a broader audience with this. And at the end of the day, that's what we want to do, right? Because as I said from the beginning, this is all about helping the folks, all right? And it was an organic thing because it started out with a very narrow margin, okay, with respect to the ideas and the goals, and then it just expanded and kept growing from there until we became more than what we had set out to be, right? So today, I like to say we're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use and advice you can trust. All right. And we are also promoting, I don't want to lose sight of the fact that we're also promoting and supporting the independent auto body guys out there. Although I will say that is a shrinking class of people. Okay. Thanks to laziness. And again, this is just my humble opinion here. Thanks to what I would say is laziness and also, lack of ambition when it comes to trying to market yourself and advertise yourself and grow your business. All right. And, I'm sure I'm pissing some guys off out there. Hopefully there are a lot of guys on Long Island. We're coming to you from Suffolk County, Long Island. Hopefully, we're able to touch a lot of people throughout the state here, because things that we do and stay here impact the whole state. All right. But we are obviously more localized to Long Island, Suffolk, and Nassau County. And when I talk about body shops, obviously I mean the shops in those two counties there. But on a broader level, especially when we were working with Assemblyman Gandolfo and we were trying to get some significant changes done to Reg 64, which unfortunately that died a slow death, as most things do in Albany today. But we did make the effort, and we do applaud the efforts of Assemblyman Gandolfo for getting behind us and helping, and giving us an ear and being concerned for small businesses here on the island. And obviously, auto body industry here on the island is a small business. A lot of them still are, by and large, family owned. So, in that regard, and he's on the committee for small business as well as one of the insurance committees. So he was the right guy to tap. And, he did do his lion's share work for us. I mean, maybe he fell short a little bit. I mean, he did say he was going to try and get something out of committee and try the legislative route. And I don't know where that went, although he's a Republican. The Democrats control everything. And the committee chairwoman is a Democrat. And, everybody's in everybody's pocket up there. And New York is just so corrupt. It's just crazy. I mean, you can't get shit done. If somebody's not paying somebody, and in this case, it's the insurance industry. And I'll tell you, folks, I don't know, regardless of what your opinion is for insurance companies or anything like that, or if you're listening to us, it should be what it is, right? They're not your friend, okay? You've heard me talking about this for many years. Insurance companies are not your friend, all right? They're not. And we found that out firsthand, and so did the assemblyman. Young guy, he was a little naive. He got together a bunch of sponsors, other assemblymen. I believe he got some senators. We were working with Senator Boyle, who has since long retired, but he was on board with that as well. They were going to try and coordinate together in the Senate and the Assembly. But like anything else, you can't get shit done here, right? It's like government everywhere. So you got all the infighting with the parties, and the Democrats who like to go on and on and on about how, hey, we're for the little guy, and that they're full of shit, right? They're the biggest bullshit artist you'll ever see is a Democrat, right? Talk out of both sides of their mouth. You're for the little guy. I don't know what little guy they're talking about. I mean, we went up there talking about small business, which again is another lie, right? We're all for small business, but everything they do and promote is against small business. So Assemblyman Gandolfo marched into Department of Financial Services up in Grand Old Albany with all his sponsors and with mine, all right, because I had sat down and prepared this very detailed, very legalese. And I'm no legal brain trust, but I prepared a very legalese summary of the two sections in Reg 64 that we felt could be and should be changed. We felt that this was a very easy change to make, but it was one that would have had significant impact on the industry and for the consumer, us. And of course, the day of the meeting, they were met with a whole army of lawyers that were dispatched by the Department of Financial Services. All these legal brain trusts that are going to go in there and double speak everybody to death about this, that, and the other thing. And, the long and short of it was they were told to basically go pound sand, that the idea was nice, made sense, but it's not going to happen. It's exactly what he was told. It's not happening. Okay? So that's what you get here in lovely New York. Okay? And that's because the insurance industry, okay, New York is very corrupt, and the insurance industry controls a lot of these politicians up there. Make no mistake about it. All right, so we marched in there, little old nobody. All right, Peter Crouch, crash course, although we were representing as Collision Services Network with the assemblymen, and we got shot down. Like I said, Assemblyman Gandolfo was quite a steward, quite a gentleman, though, about it and everything. And he was, like I say, a little naive because he was a little shocked, although he did agree that I was right. That they were met head on by all the legalese guys, and basically, blown out of the water, which I told them was probably going to happen because the insurance industry is, they don't want to have to pay, right? I've told you this for years. They don't like to pay. They like to collect. They don't like to pay. And this here was going to affect them in their pocketbook, right? This was going to force them to have to. All right, it's going to force them to have to. If you're doing business in New York State and you're an insurance company, all right, and you're negotiating a claim in a body shop, they were going to have to utilize a paint and material guide. And it's a very significant thing. Paint materials is probably one of the, if it's not the number one, it's right up there with as far as a very expensive, or one of the most expensive costs when it comes to running a body shop. Excuse me. Like I said, it's. I would, used to be your frame guy was, labor wise was the guy you were paying the most. And that's probably true today, but because materials cost is off the charts, right? It's a petroleum-based industry. And those costs have gone through the roof. And, of course, the insurance companies, right, they don't pay. So while things are getting more expensive in that industry, they see fit to roll back shit that they were paying us. All right. And so we sought to correct that in Reg 64, which is the controlling entity in New York State. It basically checks the power of the insurance companies. It protects the consumer. All right. And it checks the insurance companies. So we sought to change that in one area of the reg. And like I said, it was a very simple change. It would have been a small change. We felt it was something that would not be overly significant and would not impact the insurance industry financially all that much. But of course, it was shot down. So, but at any rate, like I said, we've tried. We tried. I mean, we may return to him again. He did try and get something done legislative, although I don't think he was able to get it out of committee because, again, the Republicans are out of power up there. So, hey, folks, as I started out saying, I love doing this. I still get so pumped up, so psyched. I like getting behind this mic. I like talking to you guys out there. We're all about helping the folks, especially when it comes to this stuff. I know, I joke about this all the time, how insurance and collision and anything associated with that, it's not something we talk about with a beer or, around the campfire or at a barbecue. I get it. All right, it's dry stuff. Nobody gives a shit. Problem is, we don't give a shit until we have to. Right? And you've heard me talk about the auto body versus the mechanical industry, right? Mechanical is need to, auto body is as needs. And even when it's as needs, some people, let's face it, you get hit in the rear and your bumper gets cracked and your fender, your quarter panel gets dented and everything. And they hand you a check for $2,500 and you're like, nah. All of a sudden that dent don't look too bad, right? You got $2,500. Your car's 5 years old. You're like, who gives a shit? And you ride off into the sunset with $2,500 in your pocket. I get it, right? Maybe you're in a bad way. Maybe you need to straighten things out financially. I don't know. But it's your money. Now, on the mechanical side, same guy, right? All of a sudden his wheel falls off, all right? Or his brakes don't work, okay? Or he can't pass inspection. Now what? Okay? Now you're going to get that, you're getting that fixed, right? That's not even an option. All right, whether you got to scratch out money, you got to go borrow money, whatever you got to do, it's getting fixed, right? Because you can't get around in this world without a car. So, those are two, divergent industries, right? They kind of parallel each other, but they're divergent in the way people look at it. Just the way it is. So here at Crash Course, what we've continued to try and do here is raise people's awareness. Get people more conscious of that other side of a parallel industry, right? Mechanical and body, right? And kind of shake people up and say, hey, you know what? The 20th century, you may have been able to get away with that. The 21st century, not so. You really do need to be more involved. That car that you just bought from the dealer for $80,000, if you didn't lease it and you own it, that car's got a lot of shit going on, all right? And you've heard me talk about this. There's probably about anywhere from 2 to 5 different types of material in the car. And by materials, I mean in the frame rails, metals, different types of metal, different types of plastic. And don't even get started with the technology, right? The technology packages can vary from simple to intricate, like you're basically driving the space shuttle today. All right. I see it all. All right. And then the safety equipment. The safety equipment's another thing, right? I mean, these cars do everything but stroke you while you're driving down the road today. Come on, let's face it. So, and that's all great until, guess what? Until you get in an accident, right? And then once you get in an accident, and now you're like, oh, shit, where do I go? And folks, I can't say enough about this. Okay, you've heard me go on and on and on. I've had one rant after another about this, and I'm going to continue ranting about it because it is the most destructive thing you can do for you, your family, your friends, is bring your car to an insurance-sponsored shop. Stop. I drive down Sunrise Highway in the morning. I pass 2, maybe 3 of these damn shops. All right? And they're all insurance company driven. What do I mean by that? They're all doing the bidding of the insurance company. All right? And it's bullshit. If you're going to a shop and this guy's doing the work for the insurance company, and don't let him bullshit you either. All of them. Don't let them blow any smoke up your ass about, well, I'm not really working for them, you know. Blah, blah. Bullshit. Bullshit. If they're having work sent to them, whether it's State Farm, Allstate, USAA, I don't give a shit, any of them, they all have a program. And they're having work directed to them, then they've agreed to their repair criteria. They've agreed that they're going to fix the cars the way the insurance company, and they're going to try and spin it. Oh, that's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. You know, I still do what I got to do. Bullshit. Here's what they do. They do what they got to do to make sure that they get fed, to make sure that they eat. All right? And when you make a deal with the devil, it's very difficult to break away from that. And what I mean by the devil is in the details. Okay? And it's a deal with the devil because once that work starts coming, you're like, wow, man, what do we get? We got 10 cars this week from State Farm. We got 12 cars from Allstate. Woo! It's very difficult to walk away from that. I get it. But they own you. And like I've said from the beginning, think about this, folks. It's very important. If you give a shit about your car, all right, and I think most of us do, you should. I mean, unless you lease the thing. If you lease the thing, then you don't give a shit about much of anything then. If you're leasing a car, you could care less about cars. That's just my opinion. And I think it's an opinion based in fact. All right? Because if you're leasing a car and your car gets wrecked and you just drive it to the dealer and you're like, here you go, I wrecked the fucking car. And they send it away to who knows where. You don't give a shit about cars. And that's cool. That's fine. You know, I get it. A lot of people, it works for them. All right? But ever since COVID, you know, some of that's come back now. But since COVID, though, there was a tremendous change in consumer sentiment when it came to that. Right? And it's still, for the most part, still there. A lot of people are still buying versus leasing. Okay? Or if you buy a secondhand car, right? Maybe you buy a secondhand car for your kid, all right? You know, it's an investment, folks. I know it's a depreciating investment, all right? We all know that. It's certainly not appreciating, but still in all, it's an investment, okay? And it's something that we dearly need and we rely on, all right, to get us around safely from point A to point B. And for some of us, it's a status symbol, right? So why not make sure then, why not be sure that where you take this car to get repaired, right, after you just banged it up or somebody banged you up, all right, why would you not be in I know you're intimate. Listen, I know people are intimately involved when it's mechanical, all right? Nobody can bullshit me on that. You're not just driving into Tricky Dick's mechanic shop. You're not driving down the road and all of a sudden you hear something clinking. Oh, I'm going to go in there. I'll drive it in there. I'm going to have him fix it. Bullshit. You're not doing that. You're going to Carmine's, Vito's Auto Repair, you know, or the guy that, you know, that your father had to fix the car, your grandparents took the car to. That's what you're doing, right? Why? Well, because I want to make sure it gets done right. I want to make sure the wheel doesn't fall off when I'm doing 70 on the highway. I want to make sure when I got to go in for an inspection, I'm going to be cool. Yet, when it comes to auto body, you'll just drive it to the closest insurance-sponsored shop, right? You file a claim. The guy on the other side of the phone says, hey, we got 3 shops in the area. Oh, really? What do you mean by that? Well, we got 3 shops that, you know, that can fix your car. Great. I'll take it there because I'm an idiot. I mean, you know, really, folks, think about this. You would never do that with a mechanic thing. You would never do that. Be honest with yourself. Something goes wrong with your car mechanically. You're either going to the dealer, like me, and people say I'm a jackass. I don't know. Maybe I am. But I'm just comfortable with going there because I bought the car there and I like my Ford Explorer and I've never had a problem. See? But I keep going to the same place because it's reliable. I know that they're the technicians that work on those cars. Point is, folks, you need to be that personally involved on a body shop side. If you get in an accident, then you should damn well know who's fixing your car, why they're fixing it the way they are, and are they going to have your back when the shit hits the fan. And it will hit the fan. Okay? Trust me, I'm in this wonderful business almost 35 years now. All right? I get shit said to me now from insurance adjusters that I think I've been transported to another planet or through I don't know, the quantum realm or something with Ant-Man. I don't know. It's just crazy, the stuff that comes out of these people's mouths today. And this is coming out of a guy like me who started in this industry in '86, who used to attend numerous, I can't tell you how many insurance seminars on Regulation 64 and this and that. I went to claim those. Now, I don't know. Apparently now I'm a retard. I'm an idiot. I don't think I am, but they tell me I am because the things that I was taught, the things that I know, apparently don't even work or matter anymore. Of course, I'm being facetious here, and it's all rhetorical. I don't want anybody to start, clicking off here. Oh, this guy's a moron. I'm being very facetious here, but the point is that's what these people make you feel like today, right? Because they'll actually tell you with a straight face, "Oh, no, that doesn't matter." Oh, but it mattered 5 years ago. No, it doesn't matter now. Oh, okay. So using non-certified shit parts. That's cool. Yeah. Wow. That's pretty neat. But it says in New York State Reg 64 that you can't do. Oh, no, that's not what that really said. This is what they'll tell you. It's not really what it says, though. Well, it said that for the last 30 fucking years. But now you're trying to tell me it doesn't. So, folks, this is what I mean about the shit will hit the fan. Now, if you go to an insurance-sponsored shop, you're not going to get any of this because those guys, all right? They're on their knees kissing the ring. So they're not going to give a shit. State Farm, Allstate, whoever they pick somebody, don't matter. Any of them, they all suck. And they're going to put non-certified shit on your car and use and recondition and on and on and on. And you get shit from all over the country now. They're going to put it on your car, button it up, glue it all together, throw it out the door. There you go. Pat you on the back and say, thanks a lot. And then, if you do have the audacity, or you are smarter than the average person, and you decide that you're going to question things, well, forget it. Then what you're going to get is, well, this is what your insurance company allows for. We can't do anything. So, you have a problem, you got to take it up with them. Okay? You got to take it up with them. Really? But I thought you guys were helping me. Well, we did. We put your car back together. Yeah, but it doesn't look right. Nah, it's right. It's good. But the color looks a little. Nah, it's that's the way the color is. Well, what do you mean? That the insurance company says that's the way we have to paint it. So Oh, okay. So I have a two-tone car. Well, not really. Well, that's what it looks like. Nah. Call your insurance company. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Why would you ever subject yourself to that? You pay thousands in premium. Thousands every year. Read your policy, folks. You know what it says? We pay for collision damage. It doesn't say we repair cars. We refer you to insurance shops that are going to screw you. It doesn't say anything. We will pay for collision damage. We will pay for physical damage. That's it. There is nothing else that the insurance companies do. They collect money, they invest money, hopefully the money grows, they extract profit, and they also get profit from other places like salvage and things like that. Then you come along and have a claim and they pay you. And a long time ago in another world and another time, it actually worked like that. There were no referral shops, there was nothing. You got the check. You got your banged up car. Good luck, pal. Take it wherever you want to go. Now fast forward to 21st century with all this fucking technology and everything, and they're controlling everything, including you. They want to control you. But because you listen to Crash Course, you're not going to be controlled. Not at all. In fact, what you're going to do is you're going to bring your car to V&J Auto Body. Hey, V&J Auto Body, we can't speak enough about these guys. They've been with us from the beginning. And they are fantastic, all right? They are an amazing sponsor here. They're behind us 110%. And we can't say enough about them. And that's why you're going to bring your car there, or your family, or your friend. You're going to tell them to go to V&J Auto Body. They're conveniently located right in the middle of Suffolk County, downtown Lindenhurst there, beautiful Lindenhurst Village. And they are a state-of-the-art facility. Don't take my word for it, though. Go to VandJAutobody.com, VandJAutobody.com. Check it out. They have a virtual tour there. You'll be blown away. State-of-the-art, everything. Okay? They have the professional people, and folks, when I say professional, the girls that work in the office that are the claim reps, I would put them up against any claim rep out there in the insurance industry. That's how good these people are. All right? Why is that important? Well, because they're the tip of the spear for you when you need to file a claim. Okay? You come into V&J, it's a holistic approach to the claim process. What that means is from step one to step end, these people are with you all the way. They'll help you file the claim. They'll get involved in liability if you're having a problem with disputing liability. We also have different avenues and off-ramps for you if you need help with total loss. Folks, again, if you go to an insurance shop, you're not getting this. Your car ends up at one of these fucking places and your car's a total. Let me tell you about totals, folks. Don't take my word for it. Look it up right now. Class action suit against State Farm right now. Again. I think this is their third one for artificially manipulating values. What that means is they're screwing you. That's what they've been doing to their policyholders. Okay? They were caught once before doing this. Now they're doing it again. All right? So you go to V&J Auto Body. Give these guys a call, 631-226-0070. It's also at the bottom of this. It's also on our feed here while you're watching the podcast, so you can get all the information. Go to VandJAutobody.com. They have 24/7 towing. What I mean by that is in-house towing. We don't offload anything, all right? We have 2 tow trucks. They operate 24 hours. Wherever you are, we're going to come get you, and we take care of everything. Don't worry about the charges. It's all taken care of by V&J Auto Body, all right? Give these folks a call. They're the real deal. They've been around for 44 years. It's a family-owned business. I work there, right? Full disclosure. I'm one of the writers there. You get professional insurance help like myself. Okay, so I'm able to represent your interests to the insurance adjusters. Again, you hear that? I'm representing your interests, not the insurance company. I only deal with them because I have to. That's it. I'm only dealing with them to the extent that I need to negotiate a fair price for you on your behalf so that I can repair your car and return it to pre-loss condition. Not the pre-loss condition that they think it should be, the pre-loss condition that I know it should be, and that's what we do at V&J Auto Body. We're going to fight for you, whether it's involving your total loss vehicle, make sure you get a fair and equitable settlement. All right, if we're not successful there, we have people that we can hand you off to, which will help you further. And these guys are the best in the business. All right, we can give you information about that as well. All right, so support the guys that are supporting you. V&J Auto Body. All right, give those guys a call if you need a hand. And listen, if you just want to, like if you want to come down, say hello. If you're in the area, maybe you're thinking about sprucing your car up, stop by. We can give you a price on a full detail. All right, we're one of the few shops that has a full detail center. All right, V&J Auto Body, where you need to be if what you need is collision work. All right, so before we finish everything up, I just got to read you this. I saw this. So this comes to us from SCRS, Society of Collision Repair Specialists. This is shit that I get. It has nothing to do with you. You could care less, but it's important to me. They give me tips and ideas and stuff with respect to fixing cars and negotiating. But, now here's the but. This is what I thought was funny, because they had actually put together a little segment addressing this topic. What I mean by this topic, what we do here, right? Crash Course. Come on, we've been at this how many years, right? Who's been here for the folks? Crash Course, right? We're here for the folks. We're looking out for you. Well, this is too much. Shopping for auto insurance isn't just about finding the lowest price. In this video, Dumb and Dumber discuss the importance of understanding what your policy actually covers before you ever need to file. Now, stick with me here. Learn about key coverage considerations, including OEM parts coverage, rental, car benefits, underinsured, uninsured protection, dispute resolution provisions. That's fancy verbiage for the appraisal clause. You've heard me talk about this, folks. And how an insurer's claims handling reputation can impact your experience after an accident. Whether you're purchasing a new policy or renewing your current coverage, this conversation highlights important details that can affect both the repair process and your financial protection. Now, what makes this hysterical? The only people that read this are industry people. Okay? That's why I thought this was fucking funny. This guy's talking about all this shit, but guess who talks about it to you? Crash Course, me. This is the industry. This is the problem with the auto body industry. This guy's talking like he's talking to you. He's not. He's talking to his old auto body buddies. Crash Course. We're here for the folks. All right. Remember that. All right. So we're going to cut it off here for today. All right. I think we skirted quite a bit of different issues there and information. But honestly, folks, remember, stick with us. All right. Because at the end of the day, Crash Course, we're looking out for the folks. All right. We're representing the independent guys, but we're looking out for the folks. All right. And we're going to be working on something really cool. It's going to be really cool on our YouTube. All right. So keep an eye out for that. I think you're going to get a real blast out of that. Literally a real blast. All right, guys. On the next segment, we'll see you then.